celebrating 5 years of personal freedom as of February of 2010. It's February 2015 right now, and I'm in this place that is really unfreaking believable. Hang on 1 minute, stay there. Alright, I'm back for the time being. It's so freaking cold out here, but I think it's cooled down a little bit. It must be like negative 20, I kid you not, in Wisconsin, February 2015. So as I was saying, this is the month that I celebrate my freedom every year. It's 5 years now and counting. And the reason why I'm even sharing this with you, because what's it got to do with you? But let me get to that. I got a website called fireyourboss.xyz. Go check it out. Not .com, it's .xyz. Fireyourboss.xyz. Normal spelling, fireyourboss.xyz, and pick something out of it. Now maybe you are turned on by the idea of freedom and independence and having the freedom of your time to spend it creating experiences rather than having to put any energy into worrying about how bills are going to be paid. Or if you want to take some time off from the job, you got to run it by a gatekeeper who could say yay or nay. So if you're turned on by that at all, I had to overcome stuff. I did not come out of the womb knowing how to do this. I had to learn some things. I had to learn some skills, and I had some stuff that I had to get over. We've all got something we've got to get over. We've all got something we've got to overcome. And we can all certainly learn new skills. So I know that each and every one of you can do it, and no matter how bad things are, there's somebody that had it worse than you that figured it out, and now they're living in freedom instead of any kind of dependence in a job or a paycheck from a boss or a company or anything like that. And let me plant the seed in your mind, because this is going to be a very new thought for most of you, and please lend yourself for learning, and even lend yourself for some correction too, if you feel it's in your best interest. After freedom of the mind, there is only freedom if you have a passive income of your own personal resources that exceeds all of your expenses. And if you have a family, then all of you and your family's expenses. There is only freedom outside of freedom of the mind if you have a passive income of your own personal resources that exceeds all of your expenses, period. And here's where a lot of people think they're living in freedom and believing they're independent when it's not true. So this is where I want you guys to just open your mind and hear me on this. If you have a job, and it doesn't matter if you love your job or hate your job, but if you have a neediness for that paycheck that you get every week or 2 weeks or every month or whatever the pay schedule is, if you have a neediness on that income from that job to support yourself and put food on the table and take care of your family, then you have a dependency on that company. And if something goes wrong with that company or that job, your job is an asset that you do not own, so you have no control, which means no control is the highest risk possible on planet Earth. But if you have a job, and your neediness and being able to support yourself and your family comes from the paycheck of that job, then you're not living an independent life, but there's a dependency upon that job, an asset that you have no control over. So not only are you dependent, but you're also in the highest risk possible. And mainstream school of thought sold you that the job represents security, and that's just a really bad illusion that a lot of people fall victim to. So let's say you love your job. Maybe fireyourboss.xyz when you go there. Change the meaning for something else. Redefine it to mean that fire your boss for you because you love your job and the people that you work with in the company and it fulfills you and all that. Then maybe it means fire your neediness for a paycheck from that job to take care of your family because you want to be free and independent. Then, if you're one of those that loves your job, great. But you can go to your job because you want to rather than out of a neediness to be able to take care of yourself. So that just depends on you if your values are for freedom or if they're not. And I just wanted to share that with you. So go to fireyourboss.xyz, and at the end of this video, I'm going to give you some pretty awesome footage that I took of the surrounding area back when I was up there on those, I don't know if you can see that from here. Let's see if I can, whoops, I accidentally clicked stop, but I'm back. So I was up, you can't really see it from here. Anyway, I was up there. There's where I was. I got these steel ice cleats on so I could get up there. And there's nobody else up there. It was just me and Mother Nature. And it's just epically so beautiful. It'll take your breath away, even on camera, because this takes pretty good wide angle, high definition shots. So enjoy that. I'm gonna get back into this heated car because it is so flippin' cold out here. It's unbelievable, but I'm really enjoying my freedom. And one really cool thing about my freedom is I'm gonna get in my car because it's just too cold. Oh my God, that's so much better. Okay, turn the light on so you can see me. I'm not editing this. This is raw. This is how I do my videos. So subscribe to my YouTube channel if you want. My videos are pretty raw. They're real. But I'm adopted, and about, what was it, 2.5 or 3 years or something like that, and after becoming free, I found my birth family. How amazing is that? Finally found them. I was 35 years old. I'm 37 and a half now. We're going on 2 years here soon, in a few months from when I first reconnected with them. It was incredible. The point I'm making with this, and this is going to circle back to you, is that when I found them, if I still had a job and I still had a neediness for a paycheck from an asset that I don't even own, like a job, I'd have to be looking at saving money. I'd have to request time off from a gatekeeper who could say yes or no. I may not have the money, I may not have the time. Who knows? Because that's just the way it is when you don't have a passive income that sees all of your expenses. And can you imagine that making that discovery, and it's like, oh, I'm so frustrated. I can't even get out there, or I might be able to get out there, but it's going to be dictated by somebody else and all these other things. There's stuff that's going to happen in your life that you have no clue about. You have dreams and goals, and those are great, but there's stuff that's going to happen that you have no clue about. Mysteries, we'll call them, and you're either going to be free or you're not. What a passive income does for a human being, to make them to set your human spirit on fire, what it's going to do for you is it's going to allow you to have the freedom to create experiences and to put your energy into that, rather than putting your energy into worrying about money and how bills will be paid. And when stuff happens, you're either going to be free or you're not. You're going to worry or you're going to get to enjoy it, whatever it is. And that's part of life. And you know what I'm talking about, those things that pop up. I'm sure you've had some already in the past, things that you could not have foreseen happening, and they happened. And either you were free or you weren't free. So that choice is up to you. And that's something where, it took me 2.5 years in my precious minutes of spare time to come to a place to transition from a neediness for a job and a paycheck to where I no longer needed it. And that happened just 5 years ago, in February of 2010, February 2015 now. And because I did that, I made those decisions, and they weren't preferences. A preference is different, but if it's a decision, it's an absolution, it's do or die, it's I'm doing this until, there was no I'm going to try this and do this unless something bad happens and then I'm out. It was, no, I'm doing this until. I will do this no matter what. And that's a rock solid decision. So you might have some decisions to make after hearing me talk about all these things. I'm really hoping that you've lended yourself to learn something and even maybe correct your mindset. Maybe you've discovered that the way you thought about things really doesn't line up with what you want or what your values are and things like that. And what I really hope, and I know I have no control over this, hopefully I've got some influence, but I really hope that you are not going to be someone who watched this video that feels like I was putting you down because you have a neediness in a job. I hope that you are not somebody watching this video that feels insulted or hurt, or worse yet, I really hope that you're not somebody watching this video who's totally shut off, putting me down, talking down about me, maybe silently to your head or to your friends. This Tom guy doesn't know what he's talking about, all these other things, and just having this really terrible ego, making it all about yourself, because there's so many of those going on around out there. Don't be somebody that's driven by an ego, that is not open to any kind of correction or any kind of learning experience. Being a human being, whatever your beliefs are spiritually or religiously or whatever, We are hardwired, we're designed by our Creator to constantly grow and become. If you're not open to correction and learning, I don't know how you can become more than you are today and pull more of your true, authentic self out as each passing day goes by. That's what we're supposed to do while we're here, is continuously grow until we pass on to the next experience. And a lot of people fall into this complacency stuff and maybe this entitlement stuff, and we start to ask for things, whether it's from God or from the universe or from nature. We start to ask for things as sort of like a gimme, gimme, gimme. Check this out. I had a massive moment, an epiphany moment, a spiritual maturity that happened to me years ago. And I used to, pray for things like, I want this, it would be really important to me because this. And I would actually pray with a sob story because I need this and I want this and that, because it would mean so much and it would mean this for me. And it might be a really great sob story. But unfortunately, in my belief, I was very spiritually immature. And I know when a lot of people pray or they ask the universe or whatever, they get into this, that same sort of thing. This it's kind of an entitlement-driven prayer or asking of the universe for this or that. You want a result, but you're not putting any focus into becoming the person that can achieve that result. So when I had this massive epiphany moment, I started to change how I pray and how I ask the universe and things like that. Instead of this entitlement stuff, I started putting all my focus and my energy and my asking and my prayers and thoughts and so on. It all went into, okay, this is what I want. Please give me the equipping that I need to become the person that can achieve this goal so that this could happen. And that sort of became the focus and the formula. And that had a massive impact over my results. And I'm to me, that's like, before that point, I was spiritually immature. Since then, I've spiritually matured quite a bit. And the results have changed. So I know that there's something to that. It's not a coincidence. So think about that as well. I know I'm going all over the place with this video, but this video, I want you to know, I didn't come into it with any structure whatsoever. I'm just free-flowing it. You can click off anytime you want. And I think I'm getting about ready to wrap it up anyway. But thanks for watching the video if you did make it all the way through. And if you did, send me a private message or something and let me know, hey Tom, I watched your entire video and all of your ramblings, all of it in your 5-year freedom anniversary video. And I'll know exactly what you're talking about, and I'll probably just be tickled to death if you do that. And if you want to share anything you got with me from this video, or maybe something that you read on my Fire Your Boss at XYZ that really moved you, feel free to share anything you got out of this with me. I would absolutely love to hear about it. And gosh, that's it. Take care, everyone. I can't wait to hear from some of you. And I hope that you've had a moment to yourself watching this video, that you've massively advanced your thinking, maybe corrected some thinking to get it more in alignment with what's really important to you, your priorities, and maybe your goals revolving around your mission, your vision, instead of the other way around. And whatever else you can get from this that might help you out with where you're at right now, so that you can go to the next level of becoming more of your authentic self. Doesn't that sound like fun? It does. And that's good for everybody around you as well. So there you go. It's a win-win for everybody. Take care. Bye for now.